the new FWA has come up with a load of suggestions for what could improve British wrestling. It's kind of a long list of fairly radical ideas. You've got things like this new syllabus for bringing through trainees, trust fund for retired wrestlers, incentives for new incentives for wrestlers to perform well, knowing that they might get to go to the States and stuff. Do you like their chances of all this coming to fruition, or do you think it's maybe too ambitious?
No. Why be too ambitious in a time where no one really wants to try and do anything? For me, for the last 2 years, I've learned that you have to go balls out, or you're just not going to know. I could do matches and hold back everything, and then get nothing out of it. Or you go balls to the wall, and if you bollock something out, who cares? So I think being this ambitious is great because no one else is wanting to do it. So why not take the reins and go, no, that's it. This is us. This is the new FWA. So it's perfect.
In terms of the FWA in-ring, I mean, we've got quite a new, young roster.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone on that roster who you think particularly stood out, who you think might be getting very big in the next couple of years?
Oh, I mean, the roster, not so much the roster, but the actual depth of the talent that you have now is totally different to what it was with the FWA in its glory days. Obviously, there was a shortage of main event guys. Obviously, you had Doug, you had Jody, Johnny, Flash, and obviously, they just started to build James Ty for that spot. But that was pretty much they were the main names that were being thrown around. But now you have myself, you've got Leroy, you've got Terry Fraser, you've got even Rockstar Spud. I think could quite easily be in the main event picture for the simple fact that he is the annoying fart that you just cannot get rid of. There's Pac, there's who's the Northern guys?
Jerry Hayes, CJ Banks.
Yeah, especially CJ Banks. I've seen his stuff twice now and was really, really impressed. Even Joel Redmond to a certain extent, I think he's certainly up and coming. Haskins, there's not a lot that can be said about Haskins that hasn't already been said. And obviously when Yeston's back 100%. So already that's like nearly 10 people I've counted off the top of my hand that weren't about. So now I think the talent's ready and the talent's right. So I really don't see why not.
So obviously you're going to be an integral part of the new FWA.
Uh-huh.
What's your ultimate goal? Is it to be a legend on the British scene, or do you want to make it big in America, Japan? What's the plan? I've attained
some of my goals that I've set out to do. I wanted to be able to sort of work a match first and foremost and work a good match. One of the second ones was being able to actually have people rally behind me, whether that's to boo me or cheer me. I've won quite a few titles, and as much as belts don't mean anything, it means a lot to me when a promoter says, I want to make you my champion, because at least that says in my eyes that actually they're putting trust in you. So that's a huge thing for me. My goal now is to make as much money as humanly possible in wrestling. And now I know a lot of people are going to heal me out for that, but at the end of the day, it's a business. I have a wife and son at home that I very rarely see at the weekends, and the money's not great. So at least if it's, as long as I'm making money out of it, in my eyes, it's that much better. I'd love to work in Japan. That's always been one of my goals. So I'd love to do that. But obviously the main place to make yourself a star and make yourself a name is in the States. So,
all right, we're just about out of time. We want to obviously wish you the best of luck
Thank you very much.
For the main event on Sunday. I know everyone's talking about it. It's going to be a hell of a match. But any final words for Doug Williams?
Doug, your number's up, sunshine, because I am Martin Stone. I am in it to win it. And come Sunday at Broxbourne, you're going to step in the ring one more time and go one-on-one with a Guv'nor.
Martin Stone, thank you very much.
Cheers, mate.
So you've heard it from the man himself. The Guv'nor, Martin Stone, is fired up and ready to go ahead of his main event match against Doug Williams this Sunday at New Frontiers in the Broxbourne Civic Hall. Make sure you're there. What a night of action it's going to be, as well as that main event. How about this? Pac and Leroy Kincaid in a qualifying match for the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Only one of those two international stars can make it through into the main tournament. The human hate machine, Dave Morales, will enter Broxbourne as a heavy favourite when he goes up against Bubblegum, a man who's half his weight, if that, but Bubblegum has made a career out of defying the odds. Can he do it again? And if he can, he will be entered into that World Heavyweight Championship tournament. It's going to be a remarkable competitive match. Another one, Terry Frazier, Joel Redman, two long-time rivals, go head-to-head once again at New Frontiers, but with more at stake than ever before. These two are considered two of the real rising stars in British wrestling, but for one of them, this will be an early exit from the World Heavyweight Championship tournament. Make sure you're there to see which one of them goes through and which one of them is going home. Now, as well as the World Heavyweight Championship, the FWA is going to be crowning a new flyweight champion in the months ahead, and our first qualifying match for that happens at New Frontiers as well. What an interesting fatal four-way match we've got between Johnny Storm, Jody Fleisch, Rockstar Spud, and Mark Haskins. You've got two of the all-time FWA legends in Storm and Fleisch, and then two real upstarts, two cocky, arrogant young men in Rockstar Spud and Mark Haskins. One of those four men will go through. One pin will be all it takes to send one of them into the next round of the flyweight tournament. El Ligero, the Mexican star, he's going to be in Broxbourne as well. He's recently injured his shoulder, of course, but he's going to be telling us, via a translator, presumably, how he's healing and when we can expect to see him back in the ring. So hopefully it'll be good news from him. And also the FWA Tag Team Division begins. The leaders of the new school against CJ Banks and Joey Hayes in a match that could just actually steal the show. These four have been on some incredible form in 2009 so far. Also a special four-match card in the afternoon. FWA Unsigned. Some of the best free agents in Britain will be competing on that. That show starts as part of the FWA Fan Slam at 2 p.m. Tickets for that, £4 on the door. Tickets for the main show, FWA New Frontiers, the return of the FWA, are on sale now as well. Those are £10, and that show starts at 5:30 p.m. Doors are 5 o'clock. The number you need for that is the Broxbourne Civic Hall box office, 01992 441 946. That's 01992 441 946. So you can check out ticket information and bus trips from around the country if you need a way of getting to Broxbourne at www.fwauk.com. So as I say, we'll be back in 2 weeks here on FWA Radio, but before that, New Frontiers this weekend in Broxbourne. Hopefully I'll see as many of you there as possible. In the meantime, this has been Dave Bradshaw, and you've been listening to FWA Radio.